The lecture of this particular session was supposed to be given by Professor Ifandis, but I guess Professor Ifandis is indisposable right now. He's not going to be around to present a thought. His postdoctoral collaboration, John Nicolaidis, will be the one to give the talk. So I guess the floor is yours right now.
Let's escape. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is John Nicolaidis, and I'm here to present to you some ways that both living and non-living systems can be modeled and examined in similar ways. This talk was originally going to be presented by Professor Ifandis, but he had to travel at the last minute to Athens. Between the abrupt cancellation and my duties to the Greek army as a conscript, for your understanding when I improvise in the narration, this talk will follow the following structure. First, we'll make a small introduction to signal analysis. Secondly, we will explain a few of the methods that can be used to analyze those signals in order to produce results. And finally, we will focus on neurodegenerative diseases as an example of applications where those methods can be used. Now, signals. To be a scientist, by definition, is one must gather knowledge from the world. In other words, information. That information is everywhere around us. It is in the vibration of the ground, it's in the temperature of the air, it's in the mannerisms of ourselves and the people around us. Those things that contain useful information are called signals. Signals can be a surprisingly deep source of information. For instance, a simple hello, when we hear it, can give us information on who is speaking, on their emotional state, if they have a stuffy nose, and so on. When we study a signal in order to extract the information, that's called signal analysis. Some of it can be done by humans, obviously, as in the example I mentioned, but there are some analysis techniques that humans cannot do, and for those we enlist the help of computers as tools. In this slide we see characteristic examples of some signals. For our purposes, we count both the independent variables and the dependent variables as the number of dimensions we have. So here we have an audio signal which has time and intensity for a total of 2 dimensions. Here we have a grayscale image which has height and width and intensity for a total of 3 variables, 3 dimensions essentially. A magnetic resonance image, 4 variables, and a color image which has 2 independent variables and 3 colors as dependent variables for a total of 5 dimensions. Since the development of information theory, a plethora of methods have been devised, each with its strengths and weaknesses. A small sample can be found here. For example, with Fourier analysis, we can take a sound and find what notes comprise that sound. With stochastic analysis, we can find its average and how spread out it is. With an informational analysis, we can find out how predictable it is and how much each future sample can be predicted by the ones that came before it. And with fractal analysis, which is my personal area of expertise, we can more or less categorize how rough or smooth a certain shape is. The gamut of fields that can benefit from signal analysis is immense. It's essentially as broad as science itself. Some images had to be presented here, but unfortunately the computer is not helping. In any event, with economics, when we graph the price of a stock, we can predict its future behavior. In seismology, we can measure the waves that are produced by earthquakes in order to find out what exactly caused the earthquake. In material mechanics, we can image a material and its cracks, its faults, in order to realize what caused them. And here the should have been magnetic resonance image. In bioimaging, we can use measurements such as MRIs to maybe find out what's wrong with the patient. In recent years, our lab has developed novel methods of signal analysis that are fast and broadly applicable. Now, essentially, what is a fractal? We humans are used to thinking of terms that are straight and smooth. Even when we are considering a shape that curves, we assume that as we zoom in, it's essentially a straight line, after which no more detail can be uncovered. That means that we can approximate it with straight lines, and that also means that we can measure its length. For instance, when we have a circular road, we can measure its length by walking along it and measuring how many strides it takes to cover it entirely. We can repeat the experiment with different stride lengths, and the number of steps will be different. Here it's 6, here it's 12, here it's 24. But the length we measure will converge to a specific limit. There are, however, some shapes found in nature where that is not true. The quintessential example is a curved line, where no matter how small the stride length we use, the yardstick as it's called, some details will be left outside. For instance, in this length, we can see that entire peninsula are left out. And so it is for this one and this one. And here the length we measure is 2,400 kilometers. Here it is 2,900, 3,400, and the length we measure increases without limit. With that in mind, a question that comes up is there a benefit to those measurements? Do we have a reason to measure those lengths? As it turns out, there is. Every time the stride length is halved, the length we measure is multiplied by a specific amount. And by doing some calculations that are analogous to the Euclidean dimension, we can introduce a number called the fractal dimension that seems to be between integers. For instance, although this is a line, its fractal dimension is 1.25. It's mostly a line, but it has some folds that cause it to look kind of like a plane. Fractal properties can be exhibited by both living and non-living systems. For instance, a Romanesco broccoli has a fractal dimension of about 2.6, and the surface of the brain has a fractal dimension of about 2.8. The coastline of Norway has a fractal dimension of about 1.5, which means that it's more folded, it has more detail on the coastline of Great Britain. And the frozen lightning, which is what happens when a block of insulator is subjected to a large electrical field, that has a fractal dimension of about 2.5. We can use some shapes whose fractal dimension could be computed analytically to illustrate that as it's smaller, it tends to look like a line, and as it's larger, it tends to look more like a plane. To compute the fractal dimension of the shape analytically, we need to identify it as being composed of smaller subsets, each of which is identical to each other into the original set. For instance, a Sierpinski triangle is composed of 3 different triangles, each of which is identical to each other and is equal to the original triangle scaled by half. By using the logarithm function we mentioned previously, we can see that this fractal dimension is about equal to 1.6. Now, for most shapes found in nature, we cannot compute the fractal dimension analytically. That means that we have to perform measurements. The most common of those is what's called box counting. Essentially, we cover the shape with boxes of ever shrinking size, and we measure how many of them it takes to cover the shape entirely for each size of the box. The great thing about this method is that it's very easy to set to multiple dimensions, because having boxes inside an n-dimensional grid is trivial to implement. Now, for most shapes, the fractal dimension is an accurate description of their shapes. However, there are some shapes that have an identical fractal dimension but differ significantly. For instance, this shape in the plane, both have a fractal dimension equal to 2. In those cases, the equation doesn't seem to appear. In those cases, there are other measurement methods we can use to compute a metric called lacunarity. I could have explained it if I had a blackboard, but unfortunately that's not the case. Now, excuse me for a moment. There are many methods in the available bibliography that can compute both of those methods, of those sizes, both the fractal dimension and the lacunarity. However, as a general rule, they are slow, they are approximate, not exact. They are not applicable to high dimension signals as the ones we saw before. Typically, they only extend to grayscale images, and usually they're a combination of all of those. In our lab, we have developed some methods that are fast, exact, and can be used in any shape imaginable, which means we can have completely different kinds of signals and characterize them all essentially with the same method. Now, in part 3, we will analyze some possible applications of those methods, some current results we have extracted, and future research that could be considered. For instance, when we have images of optical microscopes, we could use those methods to see which of the two images is of a brain cell that has cancer. Alternatively, we could use an atomic force microscope to image materials and derive images from those and analyze them. We can take MRIs and analyze them in order to see if it has maybe Alzheimer's or some other neurodegenerative disease. We can take functional MRIs, and when it comes to electroencephalograms, there are two different approaches we can use. One would be to take every signal as a different dimension and examine them like that. The other, which I personally find very promising, would be to take an entire 3D image of the EEG and have it as a function of time and the spatial coordinates, so to examine it all at once, all the measurements at once. Unfortunately, we haven't had time, for the aforementioned reasons, to do experiments in those. The only things we have studied thus far, they're both in the preliminary stage, but both have really promising results. One is images of optical microscopes, and the others are MRIs of brains. Firstly, we have images of optical microscopes from brain tissue, which has been dyed with immunohistochemistry. Essentially, first we attach antibodies to some brain cells, and then we dye those antibodies to make the cells visible. Those images were given to us kindly by Dr. Anastagis. We found that the lacunarity, which we mentioned previously, was a pretty good indicator, and that the higher it was, the higher the chance that the tissue was healthy. For instance, in this, which is not very serious, we have a glyconegative 15. In this, which is really serious, we have a glyconegative 5. In this, which is not healthy but nothing to worry, the glyconegative is 8. About magnetic resonance imaging, the way that it functions is that we put the brain in a very strong magnetic field and see how the cells react to the magnetism, and from that we can image it. We only used 16 MRIs as our preliminary research. 11 of those had Alzheimer's and 5 of them were healthy. The MRIs were provided courtesy of Dr. Tsolaki. There seems to be a limit of 3.32, which is the limit between sufferers and non-sufferers. 9 out of 11 sufferers had fractal dimension that had smaller, that was smaller than that, and 4 out of 5 healthy images had a fractal dimension that was higher. We conjecture that because the brain has a very specific structure that is needed for it to function properly, when Alzheimer destroys that structure, it turns the brain into a mush, let's say, therefore lowering the fractal dimension of the MRI that images that brain. Sadly, there was no time to examine the linearity because the method wasn't applicable yet. So, in conclusion, a fractal dimension is a measure of how rough or smooth the shape is. Linearity is a measure of how homogeneous or non-homogeneous it is. We can measure those by counting boxes at various scales. We have a fast algorithm that can be used for lots of signals, lots of very different signals, lots of very different sizes, and we hope to, in the future, apply that and get results. And we currently have some promising results, but nothing conclusive yet. Thank you for your patience.
Are there any questions? Try to run a very fast presentation in order to be on time with Professor Zaganas, who is going to speak about genetics. So, Professor Zaganas.
So I think again